because this fight, the boss has two mechanics called Missile Storm and Defensive Spin. DPS, Con, and Heals and Defi will all run when marked with Missile Storms. Now, if I'm marked with Missile Storms, I'll run so you can see what I'm doing, but for the most part, we will all just stand here to give you like a little bit of a heads up. Okay, so see how that person's running? Now, the person will just do a U or a circle, just basically come back. This part I'm going to be running Inquisitor because once this boss hits 50%, the boss will have to be dragged out. Not really paying too much attention to my rotation, so I'm trying to explain things, but
primary weapon charge, firing fusion cannon.
So that little circle that just popped up, the Con or Healer can get it, or Defiler, doesn't really matter. The reason why the people with Missile Storms does a U or a circle and doesn't run back into where the Missile Storm is dropped, because it will kill you.
Target strength level increasing. Overcharging generators. Target strength level increasing. Overcharging generators. Hostile destroyed. Converting surplus power to self-repair.
Usually the Con will clear that
Polarization of dangerous
big circle
targets.
that pops up, the yellowish one. Then tank or off tank will drag the boss to over here, middle, or right over here.
Reversing polarization of dangerous targets.
So I Missile Storm, so I'm gonna run along the side, and then I'm just gonna make like a U-turn back into the group.
Reversing polarization of dangerous targets.
So when the boss gets into that defensive spin state, the boss is immune for a good 90% of it. This little circle that you see that's around all of us right now, that is the only circle that is actually good, that you want to all stack in. So that's it for the first boss. Now, the second boss, it's really easy. It's similar to the first boss, or there's two bosses in this part. There's Commander and Azil.
The Ascended shall feel the wrath of my battalions.
Now,
Behold,
Vindicator.
my grand creation, the Vindicator Mark I.
We're gonna pull him
Prepare to
to
witness victory,
whichever
my
side.
queen.
I don't know where the boss is gonna be tanked at. We're all gonna stack, similar to where we just were. Someone's gonna get time charge, and whoever gets time to charge is going to basically run to the outskirts of the map and keep running until that bomb, whoever has it, is announced, it drops. And you're gonna basically run back to the group. If you touch that time charge that drops, it will instant kill you. And that's it for this boss. Don't kill this boss. He kind of just is there at a certain point. We'll transition over to this little circle at 60%. And then that's when Azil will come out. So Fanatica will run. She'll keep running.
Advance and take care of these Ascended.
And that circle will expand 2 more times, or 3 more times.
Those were but skirmishes. Let's see how you fare against my shock troopers.
The reason why we don't drop it over in this area that Fanatica dropped it is because if it glitches out, because sometimes it will, that ring will be there for the rest of this fight, and with it, the boss having to be fought over there,
Do not disappoint your commander. Make your enemies tremble in fear.
it's just not a good time. So boss is at 64%. Now we're gonna rotate,
Initiating onward repair systems.
and then this is
You
where
Ascended for
Azil will
crippling
pop up.
my tank. I'll just deal with you without it then.
Now, the reason why we stand here is because this boss will drop mines. And for this fight, we are as far away from the mines as we can. On top of there being a certain point where there will be purple balls that spawn around the map. It's just a not so fun game of dodgeball.
Prepare 60%. Initiating.
So the boss will become active. You still don't attack him or anything. He's kind of just still there. This boss, she has a buff that is called Aegis of the Shield, or Aegis, this little buff right here. It's like a phalanx, or damage reduction. You can't damage her much with that active, so usually you'll kind of just wait it out, hold your cooldowns, or your heavy ones, until that expires. But the balls, the purple ball should be coming out any second. Okay, so going into there, you will get killed past this point right here. And then those are the purple balls that I mentioned a little bit ago. This is why you would run Inquisitor or basically everything that's ranged, because with the mines and these purple balls, you can't get close enough to melee. So it really puts you at a disadvantage.
Like this! Vindicator Mark 1. Initiate self-destruct. I'll see you in hell, Ascended!
Titan smash! This is fun!
What a disappointment. And she showed such promise. No matter. It's not over yet, Ascended. There is one more challenge you must overcome. X, deal with the Ascended. It has become apparent that your commanders are not capable, and the claw must not fall.
If Aunt Ken has not taken this, then a handful of Ascended will
Now,
not
this
hide.
boss, Titan X,
X,
you
this
can
is
have two
your
melee
final chance.
people.
Two of your commanders have already fallen.
Let me see
My
who's
queen,
going.
do not worry. If I must, I'll send in some of my personal forces, which will vanquish the intruders, as well as put on a show.
Failure is not an option, X.
Okay, so usually we do our marks in advance, but this is basically where we're going to be fighting Titan at. Now, I'll explain later on why we mark this, or why we do this mark. But we usually all start right here. Okay, so I'm going to be a right interrupt. What that means is there's going to be RDUs that spawn, which we will have to interrupt. Now, at the start, there's going to be two RDUs, or there's going to be different waves. The first wave is going to be two RDUs that spawn and one soldier, and then two RDUs and two soldiers, and then two soldiers, then three RDUs and one pulsar. Now, you're gonna have to do a dance with the pulsar, which is basically an in and out dance. If you get hit by the red, you're dead. It doesn't really matter so much for the tank until it's enraged, and then it one-shots the tank if it's enraged. You'll be able to see what it means
Let's begin,
by
Ascended.
being an interrupter.
Show me what you're made of.
So, I'll interrupt that. Soldiers going down. 2
Challenging
RDUs,
at all.
and the 2 soldiers will spawn. The interrupts will come up. That interrupt is dead. As an interrupter, I normally go for the other RDU that's up to help in case they miss it.
Now this is
So now is the 2 soldiers, and after this, the 3 RDUs and the pulsar will spawn. So you do have to be quick to grab them before they start scattering around. These ghost thing, they will fly at you. They do hurt, but they don't one-shot. So if you take 2 of them, they will kill you.
a good start, Ascendant.
So
Let's see how you handle the next
here's the
squad.
3 RDUs and pulsar. Here's the dance that I was mentioning. Another interrupt.
I'm starting to see how
Alright, so
Zeno
now
was
there's going to be a
defeated.
spigot. We will dance over it. It's like playing jump rope.
Titan
Uh,
smash.
They can kill you.
This is fun.
Ghosts are still spawning, so you do have to be careful of that. There's going to be 3 more of those you have to jump over at the same time, or
See, my queen.
at different
Does
timings.
this not entertain you?
So these are called infectors. As long as you're standing behind them, they're just like any ordinary mob, but if you're in front of them, they will mark you. Now, if you are marked, that red circle will pop up that guy has. It deals consistent damage, but it won't kill you unless you're standing in it for too long. Depending on the group, you will rotate to this area. If not, you'll stand way over where we just were. But again,
You're starting to wear out your welcome.
stay over here for the remainder of the fight until Titan pops up. It's mainly just following someone in this when you're new. And these are the 3 spigots I just mentioned. Most of the people will target the spigot, but I personally target the RDU. Now, before everything is killed, we will get out of the middle because Titan will spawn, and it's not guaranteed that the tank will pick it up. So what we'll do is we'll clear out of the middle.
Fine. I guess playtime is over.
Alright, now that the tank has it, we'll all go to the spots that we marked on the map. And we stay here for the rest of this fight. Until he hits 30%. We have to do a dance for this boss. While we're doing the dance, there's these golden boxes that do pop up that give us range. Now you only attack them once because your teammates are going to have to use them to get more range. So, with that in mind, the reason why we stay 6 feet apart like this is because that ability he's casting right now, Static Pulse, it's very much so like COVID. You're within a certain perimeter of your ally, you start taking a lot of damage. That is not fun for either you or the person that you're really close to. So he's at 47%. Oh, I thought it was 30%, but it's 35. So once he is 35%, he'll go to the middle. Then that's when the golden boxes will spawn. And then that's when the dance will happen. Alright, so the dance happened.
Dance like the puppets you are.
Did I even... Nope, I did not get it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you get this buff for about 40 seconds. And then the rest of the fight is basically this. For the remainder, outside of the occasional interrupting that Legion's pull, if that goes off, it'll pull everybody in the fight to you. If you die with static, the debuff of static pulse does not go away, so if you do die, you will have to respawn.
Was unexpected.
Yet I am not surprised.
And that's realistically it with Bastion or Breaker of Steel. If you die before static pops off, you don't have to respawn and you can wait for the healer to res you. And that's pretty much it for the raid. I'm sure someone else can explain this a lot better than I can, but that's just the general way of running BOS.